Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Arena. So for this episode, I will be mainly focusing on the front of the arena. So I'm furnishing the hallway and I'm trying to make like cash registers where your Sims need to buy tickets. And I really didn't want to make it just counters and some cash registers. I really wanted to enclose it, so I'm trying to make it look like a real ticket booth. So you need to go through either side to buy your tickets. And I just played around with move objects a lot in this episode. So here I'm just really trying to figure out like where do I want the counters to come, how do I want everything to look, and how can it make it not feel that cramped, because I did think that the staircases make it look a little bit small, but I really wanted staircases to go up, and I don't think that I really thought this through when I was building the structure on how the entrance was going to look. So I had some difficulties here, and in the end of the entire video I will be changing the main staircase that you see on the left side. I'm going to enclose that in walls because I'm just hating the lighting here. It wouldn't register this as a room. I just wouldn't do that. And I tried a lot of things off camera. I tried building a roof, another roof on top of this room to make it a room, and it does see this as a room. So sorry, it's 9 o'clock in the morning here. It does see it as a room, but it just won't let the lighting see it as a room, if it makes sense what I'm saying. So you see that the lighting here is very gray and not vibrant for a indoor area. So what I do is I enclose the staircase and I make a room around it, and then my lightings worked perfectly again. But you will see that in the very end of the video. So here I'm really trying to make it look like a booth. So I decided to use the dine out signs on top of the cash registers and just place some signs above it. In my mind it says tickets here or something like that, and of course some folders for some information on how maybe what you can do inside of this stadium, because it's not really a arena. It is a arena, but it's also like a how do you call it? A place where you can chill, hang out, maybe grab a bite to eat. There is a barista, there's going to be a restaurant, multiple bars, so there's like loads of information what you can do in the stadium. So what I'm making here is I'm making an entrance for security to go upstairs into their detaining area. I really wanted to implement that because one, I have never made a police station or cells or something like that, and I really felt like doing that. And of course it felt really natural to build a detaining area for people who might try to sneak in, or I don't know, just up to no good. So I really wanted to make a little mini police station. So there's like the police counter and some cells and stuff like that. So the dine out signs were going through the floor on the second floor. So I was like, oh no, I need to change that all again. So I'm making it go just one down, and I just had really a lot of trouble placing this side. It just wouldn't line up and it didn't look right. So I did spend a little bit of time on this section, but it will be over soon, by the way. So yeah, and when I was happy with this, I continued to do my detaining area. So yeah, just having fun with Get to Work. I have to say I do use a lot of stuff from Get to Work in this arena. So I used it in the Poke Center, and now I'm using it for the little detaining area. So of course I really wanted to add some brick or some contrast on the walls. I am going to change the brick again to something else. But the brick looked nice as well. So at first I was thinking, let's give them sinks, but then I was like, nah, you did something wrong. You do not deserve a sink and you only get a toilet. So they only have a toilet, a bench, and a bed. And here I'm making the officers station, or where the security guards maybe sit and relax. I do place a television in the very end of the video here, because I was like, oh, they maybe need to I don't know, maybe they want to watch the Pokemon game or something like that. But I'm still I'm planning to build in the next episode. There is going to be a how do you call it, a security room with all kinds of, how do you say it again, monitors, so that they can really watch all of the oh my god, I lost the word. The security cameras. They can watch the security cameras, which I also need to place in the next episode. So I'm going to try and finish this in the next one, but it can maybe extend to a 5th episode, because you know me, I find loads of things that I still wanted to add. But I'm going to try and all wrap it up, because this is taking really long, this build. So yeah, here trying just to figure out what I want to place. I wanted to make it look a little bit cluttered, but not too cluttered, you know, a little bit worked in. But I'm going to maybe place a staircase here in this room as well, to go up into the securest surveillance room or something like that. And of course placing a fire, how do you say it again? I'm really lost in words today. A fire extinguisher, that's the word. And some seating areas for maybe a sim that did something just a little bit naughty, but not wrong enough to be placed in a cell. Maybe some minors that are waiting for their mother or father that were lost or something like that. So I just thought a bench was also necessary. And this is a little information kiosk. I tried to make that, and I fenced it off so that you can lock that, so that not all the sims can come in. And a sign, what in my mind says information kiosk. So yeah, placing all the lights. So as you can see, the lighting isn't ideal at the moment. It's a little bit annoying and off. And I will be going into the 2nd floor, I think. Oh no, of course, I'm making the barista first. So this is like a coffee bar where you can get all your coffees, maybe some panini, some scones, and I don't know, all those type of lovely things that you can find here. So I did play around with the color combination. I went from light to dark, but I went with the light counters that you see right here. So yeah, it was just me playing around. At first I was thinking, well, let's make it dark, but it just looked too dark. And there's so loads of gray in the entire arena, so I was like, nah, I'm a little bit bored of all the gray. I'm going to make it brown again. And so that's what I'm going to do in a little bit. So just placing some clutter items, make it look really worked in and used. And of course trying to find a suitable sign here, which I couldn't, so I decided to place a sign outside. I think in the end I do place a sign inside again. Yeah, I didn't know how I really wanted to do this, and I really wanted to make it noticeable that it's a coffee shop or a coffee area, not like a coffee shop in Holland, because that's something way different, but just a coffee bistro or something like that. And creating a sign with the Dine Out game pack, by the way. So I went with wooden flooring just to break the white flooring that we have going on in the entire stadium, and making lots of cute little boots, just playing around with the boots. Really, I don't know if they are like really usable. I really was careful to see how I placed the tables, because that long table that I'm placed here on the boot area, that just didn't want to click, so that didn't work. So I did replace that with 2 smaller tables, and that worked fine. So yeah, here just playing around with the booths and the seating areas and trying to make it look fun and cozy. I went with a cozy feeling for this coffee area, and a little bit of a diner feel. Just a feel, a hint of a diner feel. This is more modern, of course, not overly modern, just in between. We're trying to decide how I wanted to divide it, and the dine out dividers just worked the best. So yeah, that's basically it for dit bar, coffee ding, shop. I don't know. It's very early here. It's, like I said, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I set my alarm at 7 just so that I could continue building this. I did build a little bit this night, but I just was too tired and I couldn't finish. So why I didn't build this week, by the way, is because we are having a heat wave here where I'm living, and I don't have any air conditioning in this house, and my office area is right underneath the rooftop, so I get all that heat just comes in here in this room. And yes, I did place a fan, but it just moved around hot air and it wasn't doing anything for me. So yeah, I was dying in this room. I did record my last video, the Ariana Grande No CC house tour, in the beginning of the heat wave. And if you watch that video, you hear me dying there. I just felt awful the entire video, and a little bit sick, by the way, just of the heat. So I was like, nah, I'm not building this week until it's gets a little bit less hot. Well, it didn't get less hot, but because it's my day off, I was like, let's build at night. I do not need to get up that early. I'm going to build in the night. I'm going to build in the very early morning because it's not that hot. And I'm going to try and record that for you guys. So that's what I'm doing now. And I know it's a Sunday, and Sunday is Kylie Jenner day. And yes, I am going to try and build a little bit more on the Kylie Jenner this morning. And I'm going to pick that up more in the evening. So you will see that video come online really late. In the evening, or maybe at night if you live in the European time zone, and for the Americans it's going to be like very late. That's what I'm aiming for. So yes, I will be working on Kylie Jenner. No, I will not be working on the entire day. I will take a break in high noon, because then I'm going to be boiled alive here, and I don't want that, because I think I'm just going to be sick the entire week of the heat. But yes, definitely I'm going to work on my Kylie house, because like that's like really requested a lot, and yes, I will be working on it. So yeah, placed a little door for the security personnel to walk into the stadium. So if there's any problems in the tribunes or something like that, they can enter through that door. And yes, here just playing around with colors. I really wanted a very open feel. This is like a self-service, how do you call it? Just a big seating hallway or something like that. I just really wanted a place for vending machines, so that if you are watching the Pokemon battle, and I don't know, it's like halftime, but you don't want to like go to a food stand or in a bar, but you do want to grab a quick bite to eat, or a drink, or I don't know, some chips. You can do that in the vending machines. And of course placing again some big windows to let in some light, because it looks very claustrophobic without windows. And yes, I know if you like look outside the windows, you are looking against the tribune staircase thingies, but that's okay, it's The Sims. They don't really mind that much. So placing loads of movie stuff pack posters, because I see that as a little commercial for all of the movies that are playing in the, I don't know, in the cinema, or something like that. So placing a lot of movie posters and the Void Critter posters as well, because this is a Pokemon stadium, and I don't know, the void creators are like the Sims Pokemon. So loads of the void critter posters as well. And here trying to make it look nice, by the way. That area is going to change completely in the end of the episode, by the way. And here placing another bar, because why not? I think the more bars, the better. People really love to grab, I don't know, maybe a cocktail, a glass of wine, or a beer during a, well, if there's like football here, I know that people like to drink. So I think with a Pokemon battle, it will be the same. Maybe they will not serve any alcohol or something like that, but bars are very necessary in a arena or stadium. Just some seating areas, and I do place televisions over the entire front section. So now you won't see me placing that. I will do that in the very end, when I was thinking, well, how are they all going to follow the match? So I was like, oh, I forgot the televisions, and I also forgot the security cameras, which I place off camera. But that's like not really exciting. And also the 2 corner bathrooms, I will be doing those off camera as well, because those are like 2 complete copies of the other toilet. So that's like really not exciting stuff to watch. Yeah, here trying to figure out how do I want to make this look a little bit nicer. Which plants can I use? And yeah, I don't think that I went with plants at all anymore, and just with some painting. So I really love the painting from Dine Out, by the way, but it just looked a little bit too fancy for this pub. So I decided to replace it with wall menus and some lights on the table. And that's basically it. So I do use a lot of those round lights. How are they called? Like spotlights. Around this entire arena. I just think it doesn't really look bad, because it's an arena. It may look a little bit industrial. You won't find fancy lights like everywhere, so I went with those round spotted lights, which I usually try not to use because I think they look hideous. But in this case, they did work. So here I'm working on a little food area. It's not, oops, so sorry, it's not really a restaurant. It's just a place where your Sims can grab a just a quick bite. So I did made it more of a fish stand, because I do place 2 menus, fish and vegetables, so they can grab, I don't know, some fried fish here, and they can eat it on the standing or the large bar table type thingies that I place way in the corner. So this isn't really a restaurant. I did convert the lot to a restaurant when building, because I couldn't find the waiter station in normal build mode. Even when I unlocked everything, I could not find that waiter station. So I did make this lot type into a restaurant, but I will change that back into residential before uploading, so that you guys can decide whatever you want to make it. Do you want to make it a restaurant? You can. Do you want to make it a shop? You can. I'm not going to give it any information, just normal generic lot, residential lot type. I'm going to upload it like that. So yeah, this is the seating area, like I said, that I'm going to do, and just trying to make it a little bit nicer with some pots plants, and these really cute, I don't know what it are, it's like ketchup and mustard and something like that. So I really like how that looked. And yeah, I think we are at the end of the video. So all I'm going to do now is enclose that staircase to make it a room, so that the lighting worked a little bit better. And I will be placing all those televisions everywhere. But yeah, we are almost in screenshots, so I hope that you guys really enjoyed this episode. And so sorry if you haven't seen me this week, but it was hot, I was dying, I'm so sorry, but I just could not handle the heat. And all I did was just lay around, when I was not working, just laying around in my living room, because that's like the only not hot place or the cool place that there is in my entire house, because that's completely made out of stone flooring. So it was really cool in my living room, and that's where I was this week. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that I see you in my next Kylie Jenner Hidden Hills video, and have a awesome day wherever you are, and bye bye.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And